Hello everyone, Spud here, and in today's video I want to talk with you fine folks about Titanfall 2 and its DLC. And the way they're handling is very similar to how Halo 5 and Rainbow Six Siege have done their DLC packets. Essentially, if you're unfamiliar with these games, the maps, and essentially all the macro content, maps, weapons, operators in the case of Rainbow Six, is completely free when they are released. So essentially there's DLC comes out and there's no paywall, nothing you have to do to get it whatsoever. It's there, it's available for you to play, and that is awesome. Now the way that these companies quote unquote pay for this is that they end up charging microtransactions on things like experience boosters or cosmetics, but not things that directly change the game itself. And in my mind, while this still is not a perfect system, it's much better than, say, Battlefield's premium system or the Call of Duty map pack system or things like that. I really like the idea that these games realize that if they create these paywalls to access large amounts of content, that they're essentially fracturing their player base, splitting it up into multiple little sub-SKUs of people who have DLC and people who don't. And I think it's just better overall for a game's health if all the players stay within that same SKU. They all have access to the same content, and the only thing that people that can pay for to set them apart is cosmetic differences. I really do think this is a good way to do things. And now that Titanfall 2 has also announced that they're doing the same style of system, I'm relatively happy about that. Now, I'm still not a big fan of the microtransactions in the game. I liked games like, say, for example, Modern Warfare 2, where everything in the game you could just unlock by your own effort. And same with Battlefield 4. Aside from, of course, macro content, I hate seeing small things like skins locked behind paywalls, and I know that these companies are trying to supplement the cost of game development because that's gone up and the game pricing hasn't gone up either. Now, you can argue the economics all day long, and I think they have a decent excuse, if not a good one, but I'm happy to see that more games are realizing that macro content needs to be free, and I hope that in the future more games can focus on getting their macro content pushed out to all players, and not just players who purchase a season pass or a premium membership or things like that, because if you can keep your player base centralized, that is so much better for your game. It helps so much. For example, with Battlefield 4, when each new DLC pack came out, it usually came with about 4 or 5 maps, about 6 weapons, and a game mode. The game modes were usually insanely popular for 1 or 2 months, and then as everyone starts filtering back into Conquest and Rush, they die. It was so hard to find a chain link or a carrier assault or a capture the flag even, or air superiority. It was insanely difficult to find those game modes a couple of months after the DLC's release, simply because there wasn't enough players there to populate it. And the maps themselves, they become popular, but still, it's way easier to find a core map server than it was to find one with the new DLC maps. And this completely essentially negates that. If Battlefield 1 had the same system, I'm not sure how I would feel, because I don't like locking anything behind a paywall, even though I understand why they're trying to do it. But I think it would be way better for the player base if all content that actually affected how you play the game was made available to everyone. I think it would be just so much healthier for a game's life cycle. And who knows, maybe if a game just said, hey, there's no microtransactions, no DLC, any content updates will be 100% free, it will just be a patch. Maybe if a AAA game did that, it would actually see bigger returns, because maybe more players would be interested in purchasing that game. Because, I don't know, maybe they can only really afford to spend $60 and not another $15 every time a new pack comes out. or they can't afford to drop $120 on a game just so they can have access to everything that's within it. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking a bit too optimistically here, but I would love to see something like that happen so we can find out really how much of a hurt or a benefit that would be to their bottom line. Anyways guys, all I have to say in today's video, if you watched, thank you so much for watching. If you like me and the content I produce, please hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to make videos as often as I can, and I'll see you guys all in my next one. Bye bye.